What is up, good people? Welcome back to NBA Fantasy Focus. Here we are to recap November 10th, 11-game slate, action-packed as usual. So let's get right into it. And we'll take a look at the 11-game schedule. I started off with the Rockets visiting the Pistons. We had a big game from Alperen Şengün, 27-10, 11 of 17 from the field. Jalen Green was okay, 15-5, 2 steals and a block. Jabari Smith continues to struggle. I don't know whether to keep him or sell. Dylan Brooks had a somewhat decent game. Fred VanVleet continues to struggle, 3 of 13. The dimes and steals were nice, but man, just struggling. Tari Eason was very solid off the bench, 18-9. He is a must roster right now. He had a steal, block, and 2 threes. Amen Thompson was okay, 8, 5, and 3, not enough shots. And Reed Shepherd, only 11 minutes. On to the Pistons side of things, they were led by Cade Cunningham. He had his 26, 9, and 8. Pretty good shooting for Cade. 16 points from Isaiah Stewart. He's a good injury fill-in for Jalen Duren, I should say. 16-8 from Isaiah Stewart. And Ivy, 8-7, poor shooting. Tim Hardaway, 10-4, poor shooting. And Tobias Harris, the 8 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks were nice, but only 9 points on 5 shots is pretty shitty. Malik Beasley, not a bad 3-point streamer, 15 points, 4 trays. And that's about it from this game. So let's move along to the next one. Big Eastern Conference clash here. It was the Celtics visiting the Milwaukee Bucks, who have been playing like crap. The Celtics take it 113-107. Boston was down most of the game and then just had a huge third quarter, outscoring them 29-15, pulling away. Jason Tatum, 31-12, 6 dimes, 4 threes, 13 of 15 from the free throw line. Gotta love that. Jaylen Brown made his return after missing 4 games. He had 14, 5, and 4, a bit rusty. Derek White, 15-6. He had 3 trays. Drew Holiday pitched in with 3 trays, 15 points, and couple of steals. Al Horford was okay, 9-7, 4 assists, and 2 3-pointers for Big Al. Peyton Pritchard continues his wonderful start to the year, 18 points, 5 threes. Pretty much after roster Peyton Pritchard at this moment. For the Milwaukee Bucks, man, this struggle continues. 2-8 now, 43 points from Giannis, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and wonderful field goal shooting. Free throw, not so much. Dame Lillard had a really bad game here. 14 points, 6 assists, 3 steals. Did have a tray, but 4 of 15 from the field is not going to cut it. Brook Lopez, horrid. 6 and 3 dimes, 2 trays. Did have 3 blocks, I guess. Taurean Prince, 9-9, 3 trays. If you need that, I wouldn't suggest it. And Andre Jackson was horrible himself. Bobby P was okay off the bench, 15-7. And AJ Green was a 3-point stream option with 4 trays. And Milwaukee is just struggling hard. Boston moves on to 9-2. Moving along to another Eastern Conference clash. We had the New York Knicks visiting the Pacers, both teams struggling. Pacers take it 132-131. Big game, Jalen Brunson, 33-10. He was big time overdue. The shooting was good. Karl Anthony Towns had another big game, 30-9. And 25 points from OG Anunoby. Wonderful shooting. 16-10, 6 assists. Josh Hart, wonderful from him. And Mikal Bridges was a little bit quiet, 8-7, 4 assists. As for the bench, well, it was Miles McBride with 7. And that was about it. We know Tibbs loves to play his starters, and he will continue to do that. On the Pacers side of things, we had a resurgence from Tyrese Halliburton, 35 and 14, 4 trays, 2 steals. That's what everyone wants to see from Halliburton. Ben Mathurin, what a monster run he is on, 38 and 8, 7 threes. Incredible shooting. Miles Turner is playing really well, 26 and 6, 5 big threes, 2 blocks. Siakam pitched in with 14 and 8, 3 assists, 2 trays. And Pacers are 5 and 5 now. Knicks are under 500. Very disappointing. As for the Pacers bench, McConnell, it was okay, 6 and 3. And Jarace Walker had 6 and 4 in 27 minutes, 2 threes. Someone to keep an eye on, but not sure he's going to do much in the short term. And let's move along. Okay, here we have a battle of the lowly Wizards and the beat-up Orlando Magic. Wizards get stomped 121 to 94. They were kind of in the game, and then the third quarter just melted down for them. They were led by Bilal Coulibaly, who had 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Jordan Poole at 24, 4 and 4, 3 trays. Keyshawn George has been a solid injury replacement, 15 and 7. He had 4 threes. Alex Sarr, poor shooting, 11, 4 and 3. The 2 blocks and steal are nice, 2 threes. And Bub Carrington left this game, only had 4, 3 and 2. Not sure if he will play the next game. And the bench had Valanciunas with 8 and 3 and only 18 minutes. Very disappointing for him. Orlando had Wagner leading the way, 23, 7 and 4. He's been pretty solid here with no Paulo around, so you just got to keep rolling with him. Goga Bitadze is one of the best injury replacements right now, 10 and 12, 3 assists in only 22 minutes. Goga does it. Suggs, pretty shitty game from him. He was in foul trouble, 5, 3 and 2. And Caldwell Pope had 8, 5 and 3, but did not get his steals like he usually does. Mo Wagner at 16 and 6, not a bad deep league option. And Cole Anthony came out of nowhere with 16 points off the bench in only 15 minutes. And let's move along. Okay. And next up, we have the Hornets. Overtime loss to the 76ers. Both teams struggling. 76ers win in overtime 107-105. Big shot by LaMelo Ball to send it to overtime. LaMelo had 38 points, 6 threes, 8 assists. Turnovers were shitty, but hey, it's LaMelo. And the field goal percentage wasn't that great either. And Brandon Miller had 22 and 7, 2 steals, a block, 3 trays. Nice to see him back in action, 41 minutes. Taj Gibson is starting for some reason. I don't know why. Tijdan Salan had 9 rebounds, only 19 minutes. And Josh Green didn't do much in his 27 minutes. We had Grant Williams. He's been a decent stream option, 17, 4 and 2, 2 steals, 3 blocks, and 2 threes. Wow. Didn't expect that from Grant. And Moussa Diabate is a rebounding specialist. He had 11 rebounds in 23 minutes. And Trey Mann, only 1 of 6. Cody Martin, 3 of 8. And Seth Curry, 2 of 7. Philadelphia was led, I guess you could say, by Paul George, 15, 9 assists. Poor shooting. Drummond had his double-double, not much else. Caleb Martin didn't do much. The twin brother of Cody, Kyle Lowry, 8, 5 and 4. Okay, I guess. And Kelly Oubre, not much. Anything to talk about. Ershon Yabusele had 20 and 8, 2 trays. He's been a surprise option off the bench. And first round pick, Jared McCain, had 27 points on 18 shots, 3 trays. I don't know if I suggest to pick him up, but he is an option if you want to just see what he does in the short term. And we'll move along. Miami and Minnesota. Miami takes this one on a late last second 3 by Nikola Jovic. And Miami goes to 4 and 5. Timberwolves drop to 6 and 4. Miami was led by Tyler Hero, 4 trays, 26 points. Jimmy Butler did not play in this game. Tyler Terry Rozier, I should say, 11 and 4, 3 steals. Didn't do much. Bam, horrible shooting, 9 and 7, 3 blocks is okay, I guess. Highsmith had 5 steals out of nowhere, and Kevin Love returned. He had 6 and 6 in only 13 minutes. Jovic, 15 and 7, and Duncan Robinson had a couple of trays off the bench. And let's take a look at the Minnesota Timberwolves side. They were led by Anthony Edwards, 8 of 24 shooting, really cost him. He had 22 points, 6 and 5. Julius Randle was okay, 17 and 6, poor shooting. Gobert, 7 and 13. And the bench had Naz Reid, 15 points, 4 threes. And Dante DiVincenzo had 4 steals and a block. He's been picking it up a little bit lately. And Nikhil Alexander-Walker had 12 points with 2 threes off the bench. Let's move along. Western Conference clash. Golden State Warriors, after getting beat down in Cleveland, go into Oklahoma City, and they win 127-116. Story here is Chet Holmgren, serious injury, fractured hip. He will be out 3 months, possibly longer. And the Warriors were led by Stephen Curry, 36 points, 7 threes, 7 assists. Wonderful shooting. Way to go, Steph. DeAnthony Melton doubled, 19 and 10, 3 steals, 5 threes. Grab him if he's available. Andrew Wiggins was solid, 18 and 8, 5 assists, 3 steals. Nice to see. Trace Jackson didn't play much because with the Chet injury, they didn't need a center. Draymond, 8 and 11, pretty good for him, 2 threes. And only 4 rebounds for Draymond. Kuminga had 20 off the bench. Buddy Hield kind of cooled off, only 8 and 5. Only took 8 shots. And let's take a look at the OKC. Chet only played 5 minutes, had his 4 rebounds in the 5 minutes. Jalen Williams played a lot of small ball center. He had 24 and 3. Shea struggled in this game, only 6 of 17. 24 points, 5 and 4. No steals for Shea. Aaron Wiggins had 9 and 3 and only 18 minutes. And Lou Dort, 16, 6 and 3. This guy's doing it. 3 trays. You gotta keep riding Lou while you can. Kason Wallace had 16 off the bench. Isaiah Joe had 10 off the bench with 3 trays. And Mitchell came off the bench with 12 points as well for the Thunder. Thunder dropped to 8 and 2. Golden State move up to 8 and 2. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Thunder do to replace Chet. They will be getting Hartenstein back eventually, but not great news for Chet owners. I am one of them, so it sucks, but we got to march on. Okay, big Western Conference clash here. Dallas visiting the Nuggets. Clash of the 2 superstars in fantasy, Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic. Denver squeaks by 122-120, moving to 7 and 3. Dallas falls to a disappointing 5 and 5. Kyrie Irving went on one, 43 points, 6 threes, 17 of 22 shooting. You don't see that from a guard. He was on fire. Luka did Luka things, 24, 9 and 9. He took a little bit of a back seat, but when Kyrie's doing that, you don't blame him. 16 for Gafford, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Nice to see from Daniel. He doesn't have Lively around, so that helps him. And Clay at 10 and 5 and 4. Najee Marshall filling in for PJ Washington, 11 and 8, serviceable. And the bench didn't do a heck of a lot for the Mavs. On the Denver side of things, it was the man, the myth, Nikola Jokic, 37, 18, 15 assists, 3 steals. Didn't miss a shot from the free throw line. Didn't miss a 3. 13 of 21. Just ridiculous. Absolute ridiculous. Jamal Murray, 18 and 6. Christian Braun had 14, 6. Michael Porter was pretty good here, 17 and 7, 4 assists, 2 blocks. And Peyton Watson's been a really good injury replacement. 4 threes, 16, 5 and 1. And on the Denver bench, Russell Westbrook struggled, 6, 5 and 4. Back to the bench for Russ. Julian Strother was decent with 12 points and 2 threes. Let's move along. Another OT thriller, Sacramento and Phoenix. Phoenix loses 127-118. First game without Kevin Durant. Sacramento led by Debo, DeMar DeRozan, 34, 14 of 25 shooting. Sabonis, 20 and 12, 5 assists. D Fox, no trays, but had 21, 11 boards, 8 assists. Kevin Huerter popped off, 17, 7 and 4, 5 threes. Wow. And Keegan Murray was solid with 14 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 threes. Sacramento offense is just on fire. The bench didn't have too much contributions here. And for the Phoenix side of things, Brad Beal, 28 and 8, 2 assists, 3 trays. He really stepped up with no Durant. Booker, 23, 12 assists, 3 trays. Tyus Jones stepped up. He's been missing in action, 22, 4 assists, 6 big threes. Nurkic left this game with an ankle issue, had 7 rebounds before he left, and Ryan Dunn didn't do much in his 21 minutes, only 8 and 2. Royce O'Neal, 8 and 9 off the bench, really bad shooting. He's been pretty good. And Plumlee had 11 rebounds, 6 assists off the bench. Might be an option if Nurk is hurt. And let's move along to the next game. Memphis visiting Portland up next. Memphis without Ja comes into Portland and mollywops the lowly Blazers 134-89. Portland didn't even have 20 points in the first quarter here. Grizz led by Jaren Jackson, 20 and 7, 3 trays. Santi Aldama solid again, 16, 6 and 6, 2 steals, 2 threes. 16 for Jalen Wells was okay with 2 threes. 17, 4 and 2 for Scottie Pippen Jr. Wonderful injury fill in there for Ja. Brandon Clark had 9 and 6 in only 16 minutes. Memphis bench was amazing. 18, 3 steals, 3 blocks for LaRavia. He's a pretty good stream option. Huff, 12 points, 6 blocks, 2 threes. Zach Edey off the bench, 4 steals, 12 and 6, only getting 24 minutes. Disappointing. Portland Trailblazers side of things. Well, Jeremy Grant had 20 points. That was about it for the Portland side of things. Ayton was horrible. Kamara didn't do anything. Simons was terrible. Sharp didn't do too much in his 19 minutes, but he is coming off injury, so we'll give him a little bit of break. Klingon at 13 and 3 off the bench in 17 minutes. Robert Williams 4 and 5. He's just back from an injury. Denny Avdia to the bench. Just a horrendous game. And we're going to move on. And the final game on the slate was the Toronto Raptors visiting the Los Angeles Lakers. Raptors were actually leading at halftime, but end up losing by 20, getting blown out in the second half. Raptors had a nice balanced attack here. Jakob Poeltl, 14 and 10, 4 assists. RJ Barrett, 18 and 7. Quickly, 12 and 4. Ochai Agbaji, who's a really good stream option right now. Injury fill-in, 4 trays, 16 and 6. Grady Dick, only 14 and 3. Chris Boucher was solid off the pine, 18 points, 5 and 3. And for the Lakers, Anthony Davis was poked in the eye here. He left early. He only played 26 minutes. Still had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 2 trays. Pretty good for 26 minutes. LeBron James had his triple-double, 19, 10 rebounds, 16 assists. Amazing. He didn't hit any trays. 27 points from Austin Reeves, 6 assists. Wonderful year for Austin Reeves so far. Rui Hachimura didn't do anything. 2 of 11 shooting, horrendous. Cam Reddish, not a horrible stream option if you need steals and threes. The bench, Jackson Hayes filled in. He had 12 and 6. He might be an option if Davis misses time. D'Lo, okay, I guess 15 and 2, 3 trays off the bench. And Lakers move to 6 and 4, 5 and 0 at home. Raptors drop to 2 and 9, 0 and 6 on the road. I believe they are the only team in the NBA that has not won on the road. So a wild 11-game slate on Sunday, November the 10th in the NBA fantasy world. Chet goes down, probably looking at a return in January or February. Anthony Davis gets poked in the eye. He'll probably be back. I'm guessing a game or two, might have to wear a mask, but who knows? But that wraps it up here. And thank you for watching. And if you found this program of value, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to the channel. And we will see you next time here on NBA Fantasy Focus.